Good evening to everybody. I am Dr. Bindu. Past 3 lectures I covered, but unfortunately the second lecture is not loaded. Okay, again I will try to repeat it. Switch over to the subject matter. Sociology of India. In India, how the sociology was originated, progressed and developed. Still it is going on. The various researches are going on. So, sustainable development. These words are related to the change. Okay, what is India? In India, we will see that a variety of the concept, that is unity and diversity, diversity and unity in Telugu version. ఏకత్వంలో భిన్నత్వం, భిన్నత్వంలో ఏకత్వం. In spite of differences in various aspects, various dimensions, we will make India is one. How? Who are the traits or elements that shows the differences? Example, family system, caste system, race, and also the tribal, and also the religion. So various institutions are not same. It differ from one group to another group. So in spite of the differences, we want to maintain the harmonious relations. These harmonious relations leads to the unity and integrity of the nation. So our main aim is to understand the Indian sociology or sociology of India. Earlier days, the social scientists were understand the society. Why? Because it is the combination of more varieties of the concept with various approaches. What are those approaches? One is the sociological approach, second one is the Indological approach, third one is ethnological approach. Sociological approach is nothing but the general approach. Already sociology word when we are using means, I already passed 2 classes, I told you it is a general phenomenon. What about the Indology? Indology is equal to India and Asian countries are study their language, cultures and history from the past to the present. What about the ethnological? Ethnological word is derived from the ethnicity, ethnography and ethnology. What is ethnic group? Ethnic group means a group with the specific features. If we are in America, they will categorize the Indians ethnic group, Chinese ethnic group. We were the guest over there. Like that, here also, already in the last class I told you, Mr. Malinowski, best ethnographer, that is describe the cultures, record the cultures and handed over to the reserve the cultures and handed over to the next generations. So we want to compare the 2 cultures, 2 ethnic groups. So that's why here ethnology is comparison of 2 ethnic groups or more than 2 ethnic groups. In these 3 approaches are more useful in order to understand the Indian society and its reality properly. Then, in what way we will be studying? What are the other parameters? There are the 3 broader way. One is structuralism, functionalism. Put together 1 point. And only functionalism is second point. Third point is Marxism. Structuralism, functionalism, it is nothing but if all parts are working well, the entire whole thing works well. Example, biological system. If all organs are working, I am able to explain the subject matter. If I had some stomachache, headache, I am not interested. Even though I will explain it may not be suits for the readers or the listeners. So, structuralism and functionalism both are interconnected. And only functionalism also separately we can study. Marxism, the word Marx itself indicates the Professor Karl Marx. he decided he divided the society into two. Very easy, but he was failed in explain the another group, that is the middle class group, higher class group, lower class group, that is the rich and poor. He has given the explanation, but he was failed in explaining the middle class. In economics it will be very depth in the subject matter. Okay, all these three are more useful to understand the from the past to the present, how the Indian reality or Indian society reality, how it is undergoing the tremendous changes, not ordinary changes. Then we will switch over to the another point. Is only sociologists are sufficient to understand the society and its cultures and its variations? No, not at all. It takes the help of anthropology also. Already I told you anthropology is divided into three subcategories: biological anthropology, prehistoric anthropology, and social anthropology. The first two is not applicable for the present situation, only the social anthropology. So social anthropology scientists and sociology scientists both put together their ideas, and they have done some work in order to understand what is India, what is Indian society, how it is working, on what basis, how the cultures are influencing the society, all these things. Next, we will switch over to the what are the areas we are studying under the sociology subject. Here is equal to, sometimes before we are going to take these elements of the sociology, we should also take into consideration the other categories, the tribes also. The tribe and tribal culture. Tribes are residing in the top of the hill, middle of the hill, bottom of the hill, and other population will reside in the plain area people. So that for that culture also we should take into consideration, we should add in the Indian society to understand the whole Indian society. So here it is, in earlier days, the Indian society, what they want to develop, the sociologists or the social anthropologists, first what they want to develop, which subject, which area they want to develop it. Already we are having the another saying, India is named as rural based traditional country, traditional based rural country. That is, maximum area is land, particularly agricultural purpose, and also traditions we never leave. Even though if you go to the somewhere else, we never leave our traditions and the customs. So the name is tradition based rural society, rural country, or the rural based traditional society. In such a way, rural area was highlighted because it is very important for the existence and the continuation of the human beings. Where it is, that is nothing but the rural area. Rural area, another name we can also give it as agricultural area. Another name agrarian, another name village. First we want to develop the village or rural area, then automatically the entire nation will be developed. This was the notion in earlier period, that is before the independence. They want to produce more amount of the production, food production, in order to satisfy the population. They do not have much idea about the industries or some other political aspects, development, all these things. They were least bothered, only food material, because basic needs are food, shelter and clothes. That's why they have taken the food where it is available in the rural area. That's why agriculture or agrarian or rural area development is very, very important in order to understand. Okay, up to this no problem. Along with this, I used it not only understand the Indian society as well as culture. Even though if you go for the village, we will find the original culture. So culture will also understood properly. But as time goes on, the culture is also undergoing the changes. Who said that? The Indian social scientist, that is Mr. Majumdar. Majumdar already studied the cultural changes. So from 10 days or 10 years to the present year, so many changes had been taken place. So here also They want to develop the first of its kind rural area development or agrarian area development. The second point is caste system. The caste system, earlier it was not related or associated with the Hindu mythology or Indian country or Indian state. Why? Because it is the word related to the Portuguese country. When the Portuguese people came for their particular purpose in India for the business, something like that, along with them they brought some culture what they were enjoyed or practiced in their country. The word caste, now what we are using the word caste, but earlier it was not like that. In the Portuguese nation they used the casta, casta. The caste word is derived from casta, but this casta word is not our India, it is the Portuguese. So when the Portuguese enter into the India, they want to first understand what is India, what are the parameters to run the society, to administrate the society, how they are running, is the culture is helpful for the administration or running of the society. So they want to know the reality of the sociology of the India. So that what they used it, casta word. Casta word meaning is grouping a specific 10 members or 100 members, 1000 members practicing a particular type of the rituals ante achara vyavaharalu. Rituals, they will have the some word, some caste, some group name, like that in their country they used it. So that word they are borrowed, they brought it and they applied, practiced it here. So as the time goes on, spelling is also changed. So this caste system is more useful. Without caste system, we cannot understand the social structure of the Indian society and its culture. So it plays the crucial role. So who were studied? Earlier there are three types of people, three groups of people studied it. During the colonial period, that is the foreigners and the European people or something, whoever it may be, the foreigner, when they entered, there according to their personal view, they studied and they utilized our services. And they used it by using this word. And then another one, the Brahman caste. We are having in the textbooks Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. All these four castes comes under the heading of touchables. Who were the untouchables? SCs, but not STs. STs are plain hill area people. Plain area people are touchables and untouchables. The difference we can explain when I will give the depth of the information about the caste system. So here the second one is according to the Brahmanism, what they had given for the each group of people, maybe for the touchables or for the untouchables. The third one is for census point of view, we will also use this caste system. One is colonial point of view, second one is cultural, that is the Brahmanism point of view, third one is the census point of view. When the society is moving like this along with its own course, meanwhile Lohia and Ambedkar also tried to understand not only their own surrounding areas, India width and the breadth of this entire culture, they want to study it. So according to their own views, they were also presented. And then switch over to the another word, marriage, family, descent. These three are interconnected with one another. These three are institutions. We are going to study later. What is if the boy and the girl, if the male and the female before marriage, what we will call boy and the girl. During the process of the marriage ceremony, what we call them as bride and bridegroom. After marriage function is over, then we will call them as wife and husband. The people are two in number, but as the event is taken place, their names, their responsibilities, everything is changed. The marriage system, what we had earlier, it was not like this, the present scenario. So here earlier it was promiscuity, polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, and then monogamy, and also fraternal, non-fraternal, like this homogamous marriages, so and living together with a friendly environment. All these are the changes had been taken place during the course of the time. So what we observed is change. Why the change has been taken place? Need is the important point. Like that, family is also undergone the changes. Earlier joint families, next extended, then it will go to the extended family, then it will go to the nuclear family. What is the difference between the joint family and the extended family? Joint family means all the people, blood related people are living under the same roof and take the food under the same hut. ఒకే గూటి కింద ఉండి ఒకే కుండ అన్నం తినడం. సో కామన్ రూఫ్ అండ్ కామన్ హర్త్. The common word is very important. There is no separate cooking. Only cooking for all. Living on the same roof, same shelter. This we call it as joint family. What about the extended family? Extended family is slowly we are maintaining the individualism, selfishness, so that they do not want to hand it over some amount of money for the common purpose of the maintenance of the joint family. They do not want to give what they earned it. So slowly huts అంటే సపరేట్గా భోజనాలు చేసుకోవడము, వంటలు చేసుకోవడం మొదలు పెట్టారు. సో ఓన్లీ కామన్ roof is common, hearth is separated. In earlier joint family, roof and hearth is one. But in extended family, roof is one, but hearth is different. Switch over to the nuclear family. Nuclear family, why it came? Because lack of work or more money we will get if you move to the urban area. Migration, that also seasonal migration. They want to continue. Some people, if the seasons are good, rain is coming, they will be back. In such a way, as a migrant labor, they are moving out. So they cannot take all the family members. Only single individual male person will go, and after some time, because he is having some family interest, so he will take the family members also. Slowly, narrowness, selfishness, because of the job, so many conditions are made him to separate from the joint family to extended family to the nuclear family. In depth we will explain again later when we take the specific topic. And then descent. What is the descent? Descent is nothing but decreasing order, going down. Sent is sending information or sending whatever it may be. Our forefathers property we are getting from grandpa, pa, and the grandchildren and their grandchildren. The property is moving. Is it only property? No. Along with the property, there is a family name also going. What we call it as family line. Family name is going on. What we call it as family lineage. Descent are the lineage. Lineage in a line plus age. Lineage. So coming from earlier generation to the present generation. This is only for the men. It is so good. Why? Because earlier period the society was maintained by the male persons. So here it is matriarchal society. There is less chance for or low voice for the women. But as time goes on, now the changes also taken place. Even woman is also getting not only jewelry when she is leaving her native place and moving to the in-laws place, but later some amount of the money or after some time some property. Now we are interested sharing the equally share the property. These are the changes. If you go for the law subject, they will explain that with number of articles. So descent is giving not only the property and also the family name. In Telugu వంశం పేరు వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. So what we call it as genealogy. Genealogy means family tree. So earlier our generation is living only in Vijayawada or in Hyderabad. No, out of need, out of opportunities, we are moving to these various places. How you can recognize he will be related to us with the help of surname? That will be more useful. So genealogy, another word we can also use the pedigree. So in such a way we can understand the Indian society culture also. What is that? Family, marriage, and descent. Then switch over to the stratification of the society. Already I told you, for the stratification, who is useful? Caste system is useful. Even the class system also stood at the second place. Why, madam? If the Brahmin is an ordinary person, middle class person, if the Reddy or other any other community people or other than the non-Brahmin is a wealthy person, he never entered into the sanctorium. Garbhagudileki vellaru. We never be salute to him. But if you see that gentleman who is doing the prayers, we will try to keep not only for the idol and also for his feet we will do the respect. We will touch them here in order to get the blessings. So culture will rules the life rather than the materialistic things. So here it is class system, caste system and gender. Genders are earlier only two, masculine gender and feminine gender. Male and female is the classification is different. Here is gender means behavioral. How the man should be in the society, how the woman should be in the society, how they are behaving in the society. So come to the another word also recently it developed, transgender, third gender. Another word is eunuch. Now they were also entered into the assembly because they want to get their own rights. Earlier criticized, earlier for what purpose they were built, they used to live. In king's period, aristocratic period, those type of people, categorized people will be as associates for the queens, as a security women for the queens. But nowadays such type of things are not there. Still even Muslim people are keeping some this third gender people. But external appearance is different, internal feelings are different. Instead of doing the job, they want to at free of cost money, which is a bad thing. I am against to that. When we are having some muscle, some energy, we should render it and we should generate the some amount of money. It may be the good. Because of their cursed by the God or by the nature, they got such type of design of the body. So they got their own place. They tried and they got it in assembly also. Some lady. Okay, here it is. What about the tribes? Already plain area people we covered it. So under the classification, what we will do? Agrarian classes. Agrarian means agricultural related people. Already I told you, agricultural related. Maybe landlord, maybe agricultural labor. Agricultural labor is again divided into two types. One is permanent agricultural labor, temporary agricultural labor. Permanent agricultural labor, then even though there is no work, they do not want to leave their village, they want to stay back. But the non-permanent agricultural labor, they want to go unseasonal period as a migrant labor near to the urban area. When the rains are coming, again they will be back. So they are having the separate name peasants or peasants according to one's own interest we can call it. So peasants and permanent agricultural labor, marginal agriculturists and landlords. This is only one group in the village, agricultural related people. Who is the another group? Non-agricultural related people. Those are nothing but artisans. For them also some people have done the researches. Those are nothing but dhobi, pottery, blacksmith, goldsmith, barber. So all these categories, they never go to the agricultural field. For their agriculturist, they will help them. So that according to their capacity, talent and artistic nature, they are doing some help for the agriculturists. In such a way, these two groups are interrelated. So understanding the village structure is very problem. But generally people think it is very easy. But if you go for the depth, it is a very problem. That's why in earlier days, they want to develop they mean sociologists wants to develop the rural area, agrarian area. If you develop them, automatically the nation will be developed. Why? Because India is a rural based traditional country, traditional based rural country. Then switch over to the tribes. Who would be called as a tribe? Tribe word is derived from tribus. And those people, traditions, political organizations and ceremonies, everything, languages is different. Is all tribes are same? No, not at all. There are number of varieties of the tribes. So if you go to the south, that is the Kasha, Kase, and go to the Assam, there is also Kasa. So something, Bodagas, varieties of the people will be there. Even in plain area, we may not call them as a tribal, semi-nomadic people, that is the Banjara. They never stayed back. Earlier, people used to stay in one place, nomadic and non-nomadic. Non-nomadic means Desha Sancharu, one place to another place, where there is availability of the food abundantly, they will stay back. Again, they want to go to the some other places. In such a way, understanding the Indian society is a very critical, very problematic. So, we should try to understand each category separately in depth. But overall understanding is artisans and agrarians, and also moving, non-moving, nomadic, non-nomadic, and tribal group. And then these tribes are first of its kind in India. We have done a lot of services. Elrin, well, who is the gentleman? Elvin, Verin Elvin and G.S. Gurre. G.S. Gurre is nothing but father of sociology. But Elvin has done a lot of services. He stayed back. He learned so many things. He tried to change them, but he failed. But some extent he had done it, and it will be replaced by the Britishers, and many people will be converted. So what are the conversion they made it? First, they provided the facilities what they are needed. First, they want to know where is the place in the Indian society. ST people means we are having the lighter meaning. We do not want to care them. They will be discarded people. We are thinking, but tribes are original people, aborigines group, cornerstone of the society. Entire the India, not only India, entire the world, the tribals are the aborigines group. If they want, they can divide. If they want, they can unite. Devise and unite. Both works will be there. If they respect the political organization, they are also maintaining the communism and secularism. Irrespective of their caste, creed, race, religion, whatever it may be, they will protect them, they will provide them, and they will provide the other facilities too. So such type of knowledge, very very important key concepts also they use it to practice, not in a refined form what we had in the book, in a crude form, through verbal language. No scripts will be there. Many tribes, they do not have the scripts, only few tribes are having the scripts. Then switch over to the other variety, social process. How the body process is going, biological process is working with the help of various organs, cooperation and coordination, it is working properly. In case something will happen, ill health has taken place, it cannot done the work properly, some irritation, laziness, disinterest has taken place. So like this, in the society also, there are number of subgroups or institutions will be there. What is the difference between the group and the institution? Group is the gathering of individuals, conglomeration of individuals, get together of individuals. But here the institution is also the same, gathering of individual and association of individuals. But what is the difference, madam? Here it is the strict rules in the colleges. Here in the home or in the temple, there is no strict rules. So informal group, formal group. Formal group will be institution. If anybody will ask you what is institution means, formal gathering, formal group. Another word is institution, another word is organization. Orderly they gathered. Here it is informal. With the help of customs and traditions, we will try to maintain the discipline. But both are useful, either customs or the rules. Informal rules, both are maintaining the discipline. In case if anybody will deviate from the main track or orderliness, they will bring back. Here with the help of morals, customs and traditions in the informal group. In the formal group, with the rules and regulations, we will bring them back. And then what are the changes taken place in the social process? Before we are understanding the changes, social process in how many types? There are two types of social processes. One is associative social process, second one is disassociative social process. Under the associative social process, who will come? Sub areas: cooperation, coordination, accommodation, and assimilation. These four words useful for the unity, for the working collectively, cooperatively. And opposite is disassociative. Here why we are having the another angle. Here it is differences of opinion, competitions has taken place, slowly leads to the conflict, leads to the war. This is disassociative. There is no commonality and unity here. In such a way, the social process is going on. When the process is going on, some action is going on. If some action is going on, changes has taken place. So changes where we are observed. Family undergo the changes, and also marriage undergone the changes, and also descent. Earlier only property for the male, now it is for the female also. And also races, earlier only broadly three, now if you go for even minor variations also we will show it. And then switch over to the migration. People where there is a more amount of money they will provide, they will go. Myself also, I went to Africa so many times as a professor. Why? Because I went, because I will get the more amount of money, or else why should I go? I will live here only. So migration may, because I rendered my mental power, mental labor, whereas some girls are going for Dubai in order to give the physical labor. So they are also migrating. I myself also migrated. For what? To get the more amount of money. So migration, because of the mental power is transferring from one place to the another place, our India become the brain drain. Drain means it was squeezed, intelligence was minimized. And then not only this migration, and also urbanization. When the village is extended, we can call them as town. When the town is extended, rural area is extended, we can call them as suburban. Suburban next is urban. Like this extension of the any area, we will give the various names. Urbanization. And also Sanskritization, cultural changes had been taken place. It has the more work has been done by Mr. M.N. Srinivas about the Sanskritization. Lower caste people wants to go for the higher class by simply adopting their own culture. But it is not a permanent. Again they are coming back. That we can call it as de-Sanskritization. At that time I will explain like that. So here it is migration, and also urbanization, and also industrialization. Industrialization changes are more and more. Who has done the more changes are occurred? That is Mr. K. Mukherjee has done. Not only he established the sociology subject in Lucknow, he also studied the social ecology, that is societal ecology, and also the effects of industrialization. If the industry were established, how many people are getting positive, how many people are getting the negative? Both will be there, but more positive we are allowing. So industrialization, and also finally another important word, globalization. What is the aim of the globalization? The aim of the globalization is each and every individual should involve in income generating activity. That is, economic integration is the hallmark of, core point of globalization. Now we are in the global village. Each and every individual should take their own share by doing some work. So it is depending upon the four factors: globalization, technology, labor, idea, and the elements, that is the techniques, whatever it may be. All 4 points are moving from less to more or more to less. by mixing, by transferring from one point to the another point, automatically all people are able to improve their economic status. That's why the globalization means economic. The aim of the globalization is economic integration. Then switch over to the another last point, that is the moments. Moments is nothing but the some migration. Moments when it will start. When our needs are not satisfied, we will try in order to get it. Example, independence. First, initially, when the foreigners came, they came for the visiting purpose. Second, business purpose. Third, they want to do the administration. And finally, they become the rulers. But it was slowly understood in a systematic way by Gandhi and other intellectuals. They want to send them out. In a polite way, they requested. In a written form, they requested, but they were not listened. They got the administrative power. What India is having the weak points, they have taken it as granted as a strong points. In such a way, they do not want to live. For that, so many years they struggled. For this, Gandhiji was started to mobilize the society's social revolution. By hook or crook, finally we got it. Like that, woman is also women's liberation. That is also, women is having lot of opportunities in the society, but they were not educated. Always the head loaders or the domestic servants. These are the two things. ఒకటి కూలికి వెళ్ళడము, ఇంట్లో వంట పని చేయడం. These are the two things they were be limited. It is confined to them. But later, when they are working in the factories, they do not have the minimum facilities. They fought for that and finally they got it. So not only in the factory, in so many offices, somehow anyhow they got some rights. Now finally we are also got this one, 33 1/3% reservation also. So whatever it may be, we gained for a certain extent, not almost all. Guerrilla movement, that is the political. Next, we will go to the religious movement, that is shifting the religion one group to the another. Why the people will transfer, change their mind? Psychologically, we want to trim them by providing the minimum facilities. Example, tribes. Many tribes are the plain area people. They do not have the more facilities. The government is not looked into them. They were ignored because of the Brahmanism or maybe some other point. So they want, after independence, we want to bring the some other uniformity, equality through the various articles. So whatever it may be, finally we got it. For to get all these things, how much time? A long time it has taken. So during this process, moment process, shifting the process, transferring the process, many people died. Many people were in the jail. And many people will psychologically undergone the trauma. If you want to shift them Hinduism to Christianity, how the people will expect, even though they may provide the education, food material and the transport and education, everything they have done. By that, are we going to change it? No, because you were just like our God. Oh, you are telling we were the God to you? Okay, then you try to believe me and my God also. Like that, somehow anyhow, transfer of the religion, shifting of the religion, religious moments also started. Maybe theology subject will give the more and more information. But for the Indian society, how the people has undergone the changes, in order to know the Indian society and its cultural effects. By this, our program is completed. Next day, we will look on for the another subject, that is the history of Indian sociology. This is Bindu signing out from YouTube platform. Thank you and good day.